Welcome everyone, this is Jed Shlackman here. I'm a Reiki master as well as a mental health counselor, hypnotherapist, and practitioner of other holistic healing modalities. For this video I want to speak about the question, what is Reiki? And also, how could Reiki help you? Reiki is a practice that comes from Japan. The word Reiki is a Japanese word, and we're going to look at the word, what it represents, and what the Reiki practice is all about. So the word Reiki could be broken up into two parts, Rei and Ki. So we have Rei and Ki. So Rei would represent the universal or the divine. So that's the spiritual source. While Ki would represent the life force energy. This concept of a spiritual source, of course, is pretty universal across human cultures. So just about anywhere you go, you'll find people believe that there's some greater spiritual source from which all of creation arises, whether it's called God, Great Spirit, Allah, Source. People have their own way of describing it or naming it, but ultimately the concept is similar across many different cultures. So you have that source, and then you have the life force energy, which here as human beings is giving us our vitality, our energy, our existence here to create, to manifest, etc. The idea of life force is not unique to the Reiki tradition or Japan, of course. You'll find that idea across many different cultures as well. You'll find a variety of words or terms that are used to label that. You'll see the word prana used in yoga and the Hindu traditions. You'll see the word qi in China, in Chinese medicine, in the Taoist traditions. You'll see the phrase vital force in some of the Western holistic medical traditions like naturopathy and homeopathy and chiropractic. So we have this idea that there is this energy force that's pulsing through us, streaming through us, etc. And our health and well-being depend on that. We can intentionally work on shifting the intensity of this energy field or flow. We can do different things that help kind of rebalance or realign that life force. So Reiki healing practices are one tradition that's designed for that purpose. And it's a form of energy healing or spiritual energy healing. It appears in the way people practice it somewhat similar to many other traditions of spiritual healing or energy healing. Not all Reiki practitioners will do things exactly the same way in a Reiki session or treatment. So even from one practitioner to another, you'll see similarity and commonality, but also some variations, some individuality or uniqueness in their styles. Most Reiki practitioners will work with their hands. So in energy healing and spiritual healing, it's very common to direct energy through the hands, to focus the hands for the purpose of healing. So that is a big part of the Reiki tradition. The founder of the Reiki healing method in Japan is named Mikao Usui. You'll often see Reiki referred to as Usui Reiki, referring to the founder of the tradition. And Usui included particular symbols in the Reiki practice, which are there to help focus intention. And there are also other aspects of the Reiki tradition that make it somewhat unique or different relative to other forms of energy healing. There are particular meditations that are often used, and there's also an attunement process, which is a way to help open up the energy channels of the Reiki practitioner to connect them with the symbols and the tradition and with the lineage from their master, their teacher, going all the way back to Usui. So that's all part of this Reiki tradition. Of course, the Reiki practice itself is very universal. It doesn't depend on Usui or the lineage of Reiki masters. It ultimately doesn't depend on the attunement and the symbols. Those are just tools or aids to help people open themselves to connect with that divine flow of energy, so that they can be a very clear and pure and refined instrument for this healing to unfold, for that life force from the spiritual source to come through to help facilitate whatever process of healing or transformation the recipient is ready to experience or bring into being. Reiki can be done physically touching a person with the hands lightly touching the body. It can be done in the energy field, the aura, without touching the body. It could also be done more like a visualization as distance healing or remote healing, where you're using your consciousness to resonate or connect with the other person, to transmit this healing energy through the unified field, through that realm of consciousness where everyone is connected. So Reiki is something that's very versatile, and it can be very tangible since we're channeling energy. There are these waves of energy pulsing through the hands, and they can become quite strong and intense, where people can very acutely feel or sense this flow of energy or pulse of energy coming through and going through their own body and energy field, triggering some type of shift. So for some people it's a very vivid, very deep experience. For others it might be more subtle. The effects of Reiki can be very varied as well. Some people don't notice that much from their Reiki treatments, and other people have extremely deep, profound, life transformative outcomes from Reiki treatments, whether it's major emotional releases and emotional healing, or physical shifts, or activation of something on their spiritual path or personal development. It might lead to shifts in their career and their relationships, in their belief systems, as these waves of higher frequency energy are coming through. It can activate a variety of phenomena. So Reiki is something to understand has a great potential. It can be very powerful. So be open to change or transformation if you're seeking out Reiki therapy. for those that are interested in learning more about Reiki and experiencing it directly, and perhaps learning to practice it yourself, practice it on yourself, or perhaps to be a practitioner who also shares it to assist other people. There are Reiki certification classes. I offer those myself fairly often, so you can go on my website and find the events that are scheduled. I'm also available for private individual Reiki training by appointment. The website is phinsights.com. That's phinsights.com. For now, I'd like to wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.